Please introduce yourself and let the audience know about you. Include how art became your passion.
Okay, my name is Carmen Walsh, and I've been in York for about 13 years, and I am trained as a writer, so that's my day job. And I fell into art kind of because I like to take photographs when I traveled. So on vacation I would take pictures and wanted to share the beauty that I saw with other people.
Explain your professional career of writing and your passion for photography. What were some roadblocks and how did you overcome them?
My professional career of writing is mainly non-creative work. So I do editing, probably heard of proofreading, where you're checking somebody's spelling and your grammar and making sure what they're saying makes sense. That's what I do for a living. So I work for healthcare companies and for education companies. I work for a college, and I do all kinds of editing for them. Roadblocks, sometimes it's hard to find work. So I don't have a job where I go into or work for the same company every day. I work for myself, so I have to find work, and sometimes that takes a little time to find clients that can pay me, and so I have to be creative about how I find them and what projects that I'm willing to take. So I have to expand my options sometimes.
What got you interested in taking writing? What got you interested in taking pictures?
Writing, I actually got interested in college. So my first semester of college, I took my freshman writing class that everybody had to take, and I was really intrigued about the challenge of writing and communicating ideas. So I was always good at school, so I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, and I found it really challenging to be able to communicate what I wanted to. So that's really what got me interested in writing. Photography, like I said, is more about just sharing the beauty that I found with other people.
Tell us about how your photographs are displayed. We noticed that they are even on clothes. Share that story with us.
Okay. Yes, my photographs I typically sell on regular photo paper, like you would get your photos printed, and I'll frame them, or I'll just sell them in mats so people can take them home and frame them. But I also sometimes get them printed on canvas, which makes them look a little bit more like a painting. And yes, then I did start making clothing with my pictures. So I had seen those T-shirts, and they get a rectangle of, the picture is just like a rectangle stuck on a white T-shirt. And I didn't want to do that. That's not what I wanted to do. So I finally found a place where I could actually print big pieces of fabric, print the whole piece of fabric with my picture. And so then I designed pieces of clothing, whether it be a dress or a pair of pants or a shirt, using that fabric. So it made it a lot more creative. There's a lot of engineering involved in designing how that's going to look, because once you sew it up and cut it up and turn it around, it doesn't look like a flat picture anymore. So that's really exciting. So I have a line of clothing that I sell made to order for people, and I work with seamstress. I don't sew, unfortunately, so I have to work with a local seamstress to make those clothes for people.
Walk us through your past, present, and what you want the future to look like in your art and the art community.
Wow, that's a big question. The past, I'd say I kind of, as far as photography and art, I kind of fell into it, just did it as a hobby. I wasn't doing it for anyone else. And then I started sharing it with people, and people appreciated what I did. So I decided to, that kind of pushed me to do it more and be more purposeful about it. Like, I think more about it when I take pictures, so that I'm really thinking about creating something that somebody might enjoy, but it's still doing it for me. But the other thing I do here in York, and I'm not sure if you're aware of that, is I have something called York PA Stuff. And that is where I sell not only my works, but other artists' works as well. So I promote other artists that live here in York County. So I spend a lot of time doing that. I have 2 locations, one at Market and one on East Market Street, or West Market Street, where I have a gallery and I actually sell other artists' work. So that's my vision for the future, is to have more and more opportunities for local artists to be able to show and sell their work.
Share some examples of your work.
Okay, as examples of my work, I just brought in a few things. Most of them are framed, like this one. This is, I really like water. I really like the beach. This isn't the beach, this is the Inner Harbor in Baltimore. So this is a picture I just took down there of a sailboat. You can see the city behind it. I don't do a lot of work in black and white, but this one I thought looked really cool in black and white. So that's one. On the water theme, I have this picture, which you can see is printed on canvas, and it's on a wooden frame, so it's really easy to hang. And this is actually a sculpture in Mexico. And you can see the sun setting, and I caught it just at the right time, so the sun's right in the tail of the seahorse sculpture, which I thought was pretty lucky. Here's another beach scene while we're on that theme. This one I did, y'all are familiar with Photoshop, I'm guessing, or at least know about it. So this one I did a little bit. I don't normally use it a lot, just to change the coloring a little bit. But I just thought this was a really peaceful, sunny scene. Then we've got I like animals. So this I took on one of my vacations. This is on an island in the Caribbean. And this was obviously, of course, just happened to look over at me the right time when I was walking down the beach, and I just thought this made a beautiful shot with the town and the mountainside in the background. And then my favorite animal, I don't know what yours is, but my favorite animal is a tiger. So this guy I got in Arizona at a wild animal park. So there were no fences. I mean, there were fences, but but he was up far away, and I didn't have to shoot through a fence. So I got him. This is my sleeping tiger, is what I call it. And then, because you asked about the clothing, I brought in an example of the picture and the clothing. So here's a picture. Actually, this was also in St. Kitts, that Caribbean island. I changed the coloring a little bit to make it kind of this sepia, this brownish tone. And then took that picture, put it on some fabric, and created this very comfortable, so I'm all about comfort with my clothing, tunic that a lady can wear with her leggings or whatever, and super comfortable and very cool. So that's what I brought in. I got tons of things, which you know if you've looked at my website.